guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be making a gluten-free lasagna. This lasagna is going to be made with gluten-free flour and also it's going to be made with butternut squash sheets instead of normal pasta sheets. If you're watching this video and you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. I post a brand new recipe idea on my channel every single Sunday morning at 7 AM UK time. So if you need a little bit of meal inspiration in your life, I would love for you to press that red button down below. Also over on my Instagram, I post loads of different foodie content too. So if you like that sort of thing, I would love for you to follow me over there as well. With all that said, let's get straight on into this meal. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start off by doing is cooking my mince. This hob thing is being really noisy today. So I'm going to add in a little bit of oil, and then in here I've diced up 1 onion and 3 cloves of garlic. So I'm just going to saute those before adding in my mince to brown off. Once your onions are nice and soft and sauteed, we're then ready to add in our beef mince. So I have got 500 grams of beef mince here. So I'm just going to break it up whilst putting it into the pan, and then I'm just going to brown it off. I think in a lasagna you have to make your mince really flavoursome. So to go in here, I'm also going to add in 1 beef stock. I'm also going to add some marmite. Whether you love it or hate it, it's definitely worth adding in because it's really delicious. I'm going to put in 1 tin of chopped tomatoes and also some soy sauce and Lea Perrins as well. That's just going to add so much flavour to this mince mix. So when you have it in a mouthful, it's going to make your lasagna absolutely delicious. Once your mince has browned off, like I said, you're going to go in with 1 beef stock cube. You can use veggie stock cube as well if that's what you've got. But I like to use a stock cube that kind of matches the meat I'm cooking with. You want to add in 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. I always just rinse out my tin of chopped tomatoes just to make sure I get all of the bits around the edges as well. And then you also want to add in your marmite, a really good squeeze of that. I would say a good 2 tablespoons of this stuff. You also want some Lea Perrins, about a tablespoon, and soy sauce, about a tablespoon as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually move my mince mixture over to my hob so that I can swap over and show you how I make my white sauce. Right, so I always leave my mincemeat to simmer away for quite a long time. I don't know why, but I just feel like the longer you leave it to simmer, the better flavour it has in it. I've also just added some salt and pepper as well there, so I just wanted to let you know that as well. So now I'm going to start making my white sauce. So as we're going to make a gluten-free lasagna today, I have got this, this is by Dove's Farm. It's a free from gluten, self-raising white flour. You can pick this up at most supermarkets, but it's really good because it means that obviously you can make a really nice white sauce and it's going to be gluten-free. So to make my white sauce, I think every lasagna needs a really good amount of white sauce. So I'm going to get a big knob of butter and pop it in my pan to melt. While your butter is melting, I would then start preparing my butternut squash. So you just want to top and tail your butternut squash, and then you do want to remove your skin. What you can do if you want to is pop this in the microwave for a couple of minutes just to soften it. But I feel if you put this in the oven and it's on low enough, then it cooks through really nicely just like that. So I don't bother doing that. So what I do is I just go and peel the outside layer. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can actually eat the outside of your butternut squash. So I just roughly peel it to just kind of remove almost the tougher layer of the butternut squash. And now your butter has melted and it is ready for the flour. So you just want to add enough flour into your butter to make it into a kind of almost like a dough ball. When it looks a little like this, you're then ready to add in your milk. So you just want to add your milk in a little bit at a time and keep on whisking to make sure you don't have any lumps. When your mixture starts to thicken up, you're then ready to add a little bit more milk to it so that it thins out again. You will see it just keep starting to thicken up and you just keep on adding your milk to it. Like I said, I just think every lasagna should have a lot of white sauce, so don't be shy when it comes to making this. Okay, while your sauce is thickening up, it's then time to start cutting up your butternut squash. So you can either do your layers that way or you can do them long ways. I think today I'm going to do them long ways. And then I'm going to lay them in my dish like that. The first thing I'm going to do is just slice it in half. I'm also going to remove the seeds that I've got in here. You are then ready to start slicing. So you want to slice your layers quite thin. By slicing them quite nice and thinly, you're just going to make sure they cook through evenly and they cook through quite quickly as well. Because the worst thing is if it doesn't cook through enough and you've got like a crunchy layer. So that's what you kind of want to aim for. We're all sliced and our white sauce is ready, and I have mixed our mince up. Right, one last thing I want to do is add a little bit of paprika into my white sauce. This just makes it really delicious. It just adds like a little bit of something to your dish as well. You can add it to your mince if you'd prefer, completely up to you, but I always just add it into my white sauce for some reason. Right, so now all that's left to do is to construct your lasagna layers. So I always do mince, then I do my layers, and then I do my white sauce. So let's get constructing. And obviously you need to top it off with a very generous amount of cheese. I feel like when it comes to lasagna, there has to be loads of cheese on top. So now that my lasagna is complete, that probably took me about 20 minutes to prep. I'm now going to put it into the oven on 180 degrees centigrade for 1 hour. After your lasagna has been in the oven for 1 hour, you're then ready to take it out and serve up. You can serve this with salad, with garlic bread, whatever you fancy. And if you're gluten-free, it's a great way to have lasagna without it affecting you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like me to make some more gluten-free meals, then give me a thumbs up so I know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.